What's up, everyone? Just wanted to touch base with you guys about my recent experience with this X-Pro 3 that I borrowed. I took it out with the 35mm 1.4 lens to do some street photography. I had a really good experience with it. I really loved how it functioned. It functioned very similar to my X100F. I love the viewfinder on this particular camera. I believe this is the same viewfinder they put on the new X100V. The one thing that I struggled with was the focal length. I'm used to 23mm on almost every camera that I've shot or shoot. Just like my preferred focal length. I guess I'm the most comfortable with it, and it just, I don't know, feels the most natural to me as far as like actually just pulling my camera up and grabbing a quick shot. Though I did get some photos that I feel were awesome. I think the focal length threw me off a bit, which is kind of why I borrowed it in the first place, was just to kind of step out of my normal shooting habits, and it put me in my place. I felt like a fish out of water. Eventually, I guess I got the hang of it, but by that time, I just kind of made up my mind that I just feel most comfortable with 35mm on the street. It just feels right to me. And but other than that, nonetheless, took this bad boy out. I think it's a fantastic street camera. I almost wish it had the same screen as the X-Pro 2, because this was my one main thing that really just wasn't for me. If you look at this camera, you'll see that it'll tell you what film simulation you're in. In this case, I'm in Acros G. If you switch it, it'll show you on here kind of like the way you would rip the label off of your film packaging and kind of slide into the back of an old SLR, like 35mm film camera, so that you know what film is in there should you put the camera down and pick it up and forget, blah, 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 blah. So if you're a film shooter looking for something that really feels very film-like, I think this is awesome. Not that I'm not a film shooter, but I've been digital for years now. I occasionally shoot film, and this is just not something that I really care for or I miss at all as far as shooting goes. I do like to see what I'm producing as I go along. I don't know, sometimes I feel like it's just my way of keeping busy when I'm shooting. I feel like sometimes fidgeting with my camera and going through my photos makes people kind of put their guards down as, oh, he's just some kid with a camera shooting. And it's worked to my advantage, I think, for years now. But nonetheless, I found myself pretty much shooting the camera like this, like kind of with my hand like this and kind of gripping around the screen like that, which kind of felt a bit comfortable, but I know this isn't the way it was designed to be used. And I could do without it, obviously, but this was the best way for me to actually take a picture, fire, and be able to look at the photo once I shot it. So I shoot on a wrist strap, so it didn't really bother me in that way. But it just wasn't for me. To be totally honest with you, I do love the camera, but this one thing here would keep me from picking this up. I'll eventually get an XE4 out and try that on the street, which seems like the way I'm probably gonna wind up going with Fuji as far as interchangeable lenses go. But I'm not giving up on this camera. I love the experience, I love the grip. I love this particular finish on it. It's like a gold bronze color, I forget what it's called. Overall functionality and everything else, the viewfinder in particularly, I really liked. But this was my only thing that I was just like, I could do without this. But regardless, if you said this is the last camera on earth and you're stuck with it, I'd be beyond happy to shoot this camera. I do love it. Fuji, you did a great job. No disrespect to your camera. It's just this particular part of it just wasn't for me. But again, still not giving up on it. I borrowed the 23 millimeter 1.4. I usually shoot the 23 millimeter f2 on my Fuji F. It comes, it's not a interchangeable lens camera, so it's kind of built in, kind of on a point and shoot level. But it's a fantastic lens on there. I can't say nothing bad about it. This goes down to 1.4. I'll definitely be utilizing that and putting that to the test, seeing how sharp it is and blah, blah, blah. But I think this setup here is gonna be fun to shoot, though I'll be shooting it like this. But overall, badass camera, super awesome lenses. But as far as my experience goes, you're gonna see it now. I'm gonna show you how I struggled. I might just show you every shot that I shot, I'm not sure yet. Some of those, I just miscalculated so much. And I don't feel like being the type of person that comes on here and is gonna lie to you. For the most part, every time I step out isn't a perfect day. I definitely struggle like everyone else. Though lately people have been telling me that I do a fantastic job, and I appreciate it. But as an artist, I push myself all the time, and I can't always be necessarily satisfied with everything that I get. And yeah, I definitely came home with a bunch of shots that I wasn't in love with. But yeah, we're gonna go into that now. But other than that, I'm truly grateful, and yeah, I look forward to doing more of these. So, oh yeah, I'm out of here. Enjoy. So after all that work, unfortunately, I made the big mistake of leaving my exposure on my GoPro on manual and not auto. I can't possibly keep up with the exposure. Yeah, so I'm pretty bummed out about it. But I'm gonna show you the photos so you can check them out. Yeah, I thought they were pretty interesting. Overall, good shots. Like I said, I felt like a fish out of water, but after giving it a few days, I realized some of these photos are pretty cool, and I like a bunch of them. Great light everywhere that day, and just overall really cool experience. I will be taking out the 35 millimeter 1.4 next, so stay tuned for that video. My apologies on ruining the POV experience on this one, but again, every day isn't perfect, and sometimes we just gotta kind of keep it moving, take notes, and do the best we can next time. So hope you enjoyed the video, hope you enjoyed the photos, and I'll see you next time. Oh yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.